Having faith does not mean you can ignore the facts. Then, my friends, I would say keep fear in check, because fear has a tendency to give us a false reading and not give us the real situation. Fear is healthy. We all should fear, and perhaps we all need to fear God. But then fear, in other contexts, psychologists argue, is what helps to keep us at a point of balance. It helps keep us on edge in a way that we're protecting ourselves. But the challenge is, if we become so focused on fear and we let fear cancel out our faith, we perhaps might lose the real sense of the situation as it is. Then I would say, if there is a better alternative, try it. If the alternative doesn't work, aim and re-aim again. This is the point I'm trying to make. Give your mind a break before you have to make up your mind. A lot of Christians are so focused on making the decision that we don't give our mind a break. And then the last thing I would say would be this. It's right here in the text. The last thing I would say is that you got to test the decision that you want to make to see if you'll get the results that you intend. Okay, so let's try to bring this all in context. Let's take this frame of how to make a decision. And that's, in essence, what I've given you. I've given you a few principles, perhaps, that you can think through to help you apply the thought process needed to be able to say yes to God. And I think that's what the crux of the matter is, that whenever we're talking about being generous is always tied to knowing how to say yes to God. But some of us cannot say yes to God because we don't know how to make up our mind. We can make our mind up about where we will eat after church. You already have your reservation on hold, waiting. You can make up your mind about what you will do tomorrow, and you haven't even gotten into 12:01 a.m. You had your mind already made up about some things that you want to do, but you find a challenge when it comes to making up your mind about God. So how then, my friends, do we do it? How do we make up our mind about God and about trusting God in a way that we're able to be generous? And in that trusting of God, how then are we able to do what the text says? How are we able to live a bountiful life? Well, we learned last week to live a bountiful life means our mind has to be made up. We've got to understand the seed. Someone say seed.